Walk into a casino at 10 in the morning, and it can feel exactly like 10 at night. The lights never change. The music never stops. There may be hundreds of people around you, yet almost nothing tells your body what time it is. That is not an accident. Casinos are not simply rooms filled with games. They are carefully designed environments built around one valuable resource: your attention. The longer that attention stays inside, the more opportunities the house has to turn a small mathematical advantage into revenue. And one of the easiest ways to keep someone playing is to make time disappear. Start with the most obvious detail. In many casinos, clocks are difficult to find. Windows can be rare on the gaming floor, especially deep inside older properties. Without daylight, shadows, weather, or a clock on the wall, the signals that normally divide a day begin to fade. Morning, afternoon, and night can look almost identical under the same warm ceiling lights. Your phone still knows the time, of course, but checking it requires a conscious interruption. You have to stop watching the table, take your hands away from the machine, and look outside the world the casino has created. Every uninterrupted minute makes that decision a little less likely. The floor plan does more work than most visitors realize. A casino is rarely organized like a supermarket, where straight aisles help you reach one item and leave. Gaming areas often use curves, clusters, partial sight lines, and attractions placed along the route. Even when you are walking toward a restaurant, bathroom, hotel elevator, or exit, you may pass dozens of machines and tables. Some modern casinos use more open layouts than the maze-like rooms of the past. But the goal remains similar: keep the journey visually interesting and place opportunities to gamble between the visitor and almost every destination. The building is not forcing anyone to play. It is making the next game incredibly easy to notice. Then there is sound. A casino floor is filled with short celebrations: coins, bells, rising notes, applause, and electronic fanfares. These sounds are not an honest summary of what everyone in the room is winning or losing. They announce selected moments. A machine can celebrate a payout even when the amount returned is smaller than the amount wagered. That matters because the human brain is excellent at noticing rewards and terrible at calculating hundreds of small outcomes in real time. A bright animation and a victorious sound can make a partial return feel emotionally different from a simple loss, even when the balance has gone down. The environment also removes many of the small frictions that normally tell us to stop spending. Cash becomes chips, credits, tickets, or numbers on a screen. $5 feels different when it becomes a colored object. 20 bets can feel like 20 button presses instead of 20 separate purchases. At a table, chips allow the game to move quickly. At a machine, digital credits can move even faster. Speed is profitable because the casino advantage is usually expressed over repeated play. A game does not need to defeat every player on every round. It needs enough rounds for probability to begin doing its work. Comfort supports the same system. Chairs are positioned for long sessions. Drinks and food may be brought close to the action. Temperature and lighting remain controlled. Loyalty programs reward time, spending, and return visits with points, rooms, meals, or exclusive status. Each benefit can feel like the casino is giving something back. But the program also makes continued play easier to justify. The most powerful mechanism may be unpredictable reward. If a result arrived on a fixed schedule, the experience would become easy to predict. Casino games deliver wins at uncertain moments. The next spin, hand, or roll might be the one. Psychologists call this a variable reinforcement schedule, and it can create remarkably persistent behavior. Near misses, add another layer. 2 jackpot symbols appear, and the third stops just above the winning line. The player lost, but the screen created a story. Almost. In a game of independent random outcomes, almost winning does not necessarily mean the next result is any closer. Emotionally, however, it can feel like evidence that success is approaching. Casinos also understand momentum. A player who wins early may feel unusually skilled or lucky. A player who loses may feel pressure to recover the money. These are opposite experiences, but both can lead to the same action: one more round. This is where the disappearance of time becomes important. Decisions change when someone is tired, excited, drinking, or focused on recovering a loss. 2 hours can feel like 20 minutes. By the time the person looks at a clock, the original spending limit may already feel distant. None of this means every casino uses exactly the same design, or that every visitor loses control. Many people enter with a fixed entertainment budget, enjoy the atmosphere, and leave on schedule. The point is that the environment is not neutral. It has been optimized by decades of observation, architecture, game design, data, and behavioral research. The safest response is surprisingly simple. Decide the time and money limits before entering. Use an alarm that interrupts the session. Keep gambling money separate from essential funds. Avoid chasing losses. And remember that free drinks, points, and complimentary rooms are marketing costs, not evidence that the house has stopped making money. Casinos do not need to hide every clock. They only need to create a world interesting enough that you forget to look for one. The lights, sounds, paths, rewards, and constant opportunities all support the same objective. Keep the next decision close and the exit psychologically far away. The next time you see a casino floor glowing at midnight, look past the spectacle. The most valuable thing moving through that room may not be the chips or the cash. It may be time itself.